Welcome to more Gran Turismo Sports Specialtatin. Today we're featuring the FIA Nations Cup kart race at the Small Kyoto, and every other kart race I've done before has been really cotton picking fun. So if this race follows the usual trend, this race will be pretty cotton picking fun to specialtate. So I'll do my best to make it as enjoyable as possible, and let's get right into it. To start off, I'll go through the first few drivers in the field. We have the driver on pole, second place, another pole, and me in fourth. So, I did good enough in qualifying to still be able to be in the draft, because one important thing with karts that will be shown throughout this whole race is draft is very powerful in karts. It may not be the most realistic, but it is fun. So, the real driving simulator being fun is a good thing. Yes, let's continue on. As of now, with the race just starting up, the draft is already making to where there may be a pass in the first 5 seconds of the race. That's interesting, isn't it, folks? So for now, let's just see the cinematic view of all these passes getting made. In Jiminy Cricket, I'm already in third. Jiminy Cricket, I might actually be able to be in first because I'm going to have the bottom here, kind of, sort of, maybe. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Ooh, that may have been... Well, nobody wrecked there. Look at that, staying clean throughout. That was almost something bad, but it wasn't something bad, so well, it's good, because I'm in second now. Jiminy Cricket, that was about as good of a first lap as I could have asked for, at least for me. I don't think there was even any contact throughout that. I think this dose hit the rumble strip there and lost a bit of momentum, so I capitalized on it. Now I might be able to get the lead. Third is actually pretty far back there for this early in the race, so maybe, just maybe, it can be a two-kart battle. I'm actually going to bump draft here to see if I can make it me. If we can run away with that, I'll be perfectly fine with that. And actually, bump drafting is allowed too, so that's good. So maybe I can make a pass for the lead here. And we can run away. Or maybe just me. Or maybe neither of us. Probably neither of us. Almost definitely neither of us, but it's still early in the race and anything can happen. So, that's still positive. I'm still in second, 2 places higher than I qualified. And at this point, I've already figured out that running away may not be a possibility, so it's probably better to just be easy there and not try to make a pass, just so we don't slow each other down. So, well, I don't know, maybe a pass could be something that would be nice. I say don't make a pass, but that also means actually more bump drafting, because bump drafting actually makes the driver go faster, but if I try to pass the driver, it doesn't actually make them go faster. So if I can pass, I'm going to do it in terms of like a slingshot and not in terms of like bump drafting or something. That way, I don't give the first place driver any more momentum than they need. That may be a little bit in the negative, but let's keep it positive, because why not? I'm in second. That's a pretty good positive right yonder. I'm right behind the pole sitter and might eventually be able to get a pass done. And the rest of the pack is right there as well to make it interesting racing. And this is some pretty picking interesting racing too, because there's actually some strategies starting to be in play. Do some people want to go ahead and try to pass, or do they want to just kind of stay where they are for now? Because with me staying where I am right now, people might figure that out and then thus want to pass me, because I'm not being the most aggressive in the world. But if other people do attempt to pass me, I'll probably ramp it up a bit. But me ramping it up a bit means I also might have to get around first, who will qualify first, or qualified on fourth. I ain't necessarily saying I'm all that much slower. There's actually about 5 of the top 10 in the leaderboards for this race in the Americas region are in the same race. 5 of the top 10 means that this is probably the highest split of the day. So, I mean, I can hold my own, but I knew I wasn't going to be fastest coming in, but that also means everyone's pretty much equal. Karts, there's only so much you can do with these because they have a top speed limiter. They only go about 108 on their own and about 111 in a draft, which is one of the main reasons, too, that draft is so powerful, because it just straight up makes them overall faster in all the ways, acceleration and top speed. So, draft is important, qualifying is, but nonetheless, there's no denying that first is statistically faster than I am. But, well, I have draft, which is statistically proven to be faster than any one driver. In realism, well, it's fun, so that's my counter argument, and I'm sticking to it. Speaking of sticking to it, everyone's sticking to each other's back bumpers right now, but actually everybody stayed clean. So that's good. That wreck was actually caused by that person. That wasn't another person causing that. That was just someone's mistake. So, yeah, it's still clean. Yeah. No penalties have been given. Just look, it's not on the screen anywhere. I'm not hiding that just to make this race more fun. Look, see? It's proof. Racing has been fun so far. No flaws whatsoever. Yeah. Positivity, good racing, close racing, clean racing. Nothing to penalize here. But anyway, I'm back. I'm back to where I kind of figured I would be. That crash helped me for a bit, but honestly, I'd rather kind of just be on my own than trying to pass the leader. I already figured out that I might not be fast enough to do that yet, but later in the race, with more cars trying to do the same thing, maybe that will help my chances a bit, because everyone will be doing it. And oddly enough, this is kind of like NASCAR oval racing. Karts go flat out for a lot of this track. This is really about the only section where they don't. And they don't go nearly as fast on a draft as in a draft. So in a way, that is sort of like NASCAR oval racing, which I have a decent amount of experience with. So I'm okay with running in a pack and knowing what to do in those situations. And I'm okay with karts too, because, well, I ran in a GT Planet karting series, as I've said in some other videos as well. I wasn't actually nearly as good in that as I am nowadays, but I think that's just because kart physics are different in sport than in 6, which is a positive for me. So let's continue on, because the racing is continuing on to be good. I swear it's been at least a 3-kart battle for the lead for all of this race, and it's a good thing, right, Hunter? And of course, with me being in a Mopar kart, I want to keep it a good battle too, to keep it entertaining, and so people can look at my Mopar kart longer. Because it's looking like at this point, as I said, there isn't going to be any runaways from anyone, and honestly, especially not me. Again, like I said, I have as good a chance as pretty much anyone, because I think I know how to run a draft pretty good, but I ain't making any promises yet, but that might be for the best, because, I mean, it's just about halfway now. And we're all staying pretty clean, we're all staying pretty close. There hasn't actually been that much shuffling of positions yet. Honestly, about the only driver who I would have figured would be up here by now is actually the driver in 8th, because the driver in 8th didn't qualify the dandiest, but was really fast in practice qualifying, which is single kart qualifying, before we all met up in this race. Qualifying session during this race, you pretty much need a draft, and I guess that driver just didn't go with that for whatever reason. But again, to keep it positive, it's still early enough in the race where that driver could end up coming back. Who knows? At this point, that driver might even have a chance to win. It's still early. I mean, just look at the cars right now. There's first. I'm in second, thirdish, fourth, fifth. About to be fifth, maybe. Anyway, I mean, you can see 6th, 7th there, and as I said, 8th is fast, so 8th will probably be up in that pack near the end. And honestly, if you can see the leader, that probably means you're in somebody's draft that involves the leader. Granted, if it comes down with like 2 laps to go and you're in 8th, you might not have enough time to catch the leader. But anything can happen in karts, so keep it positive, because that's what I'm doing, but also I should be doing that because, well, I'm in 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th, 7th, 6th. I really don't know at this point, but that's part of keeping it fun, isn't it? 3rd. Okay, then. That was a little bit scary through there, but scary in an exciting and positive way. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and yeah, I'm stronger now. I'm not more penalized now. I'm stronger now. Yeah, positivity. Yeah. Anyway, I'm still in 3rd. 2nd is in the 1st draft, and I'm obviously in 2nd's draft because I'm pretty much right there. But again, I'm kind of coasting more just because I don't want to actually make a pass yet. I'll let them worry about doing that. And the lap car, actually, you don't have to worry about because it's ghost, so that's a good thing right yonder. And the lap car being ghost pretty much means that it will have no effect. Probably for the best. That also means you can't actually draft with it, but as far as I know, as you can see there, the lead cars are not transparent, but the lap car is. The lap car actually gets our draft. No big deal because it's ghost, but actually that could be a good learning curve for the lap cars, because they can run in our draft and see our lines longer because they're in our draft. So that's pretty much good for everyone. They're not actually affecting the leaders, but they can still run with leaders because we have the draft going. Now I'm in fourth, but not that big of a deal. So let's go to the lead two because, well, that's to be still by default because it's the highest of positions and it's some bigly good racing right yonder. Yeah. Can't complain about that one, folks, because that's about as close as it can possibly get, really. And everybody's still race clean so far. So if this can continue for a few more laps, well, I mean, do y'all think it will continue with about 2 to go? Place your bets now, because, I mean, now we're getting down to not that much more than 2 to go, all things considered. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Again, as I said, pretty much if it gets down to 2 to go and you see the leader, you might not have enough time to catch it, but that doesn't mean people ain't gonna try. As of now, though, it seems like everybody's trying about the same amount they are. And honestly, third place is who qualified on pole and is borderline out of the draft. But in statistical sense, if there's any one person who will catch leaders, it's who initially qualified the fastest. So I'm not too worried about that, even though I'm in fourth and can't really see the leaders all that good right now. And I'd still say I have a shot of winning. And third does, and second does, and first does, and fifth does, and sixth does, and seventh does, and at least the top 7, maybe more. Again, I ain't necessarily ruling out this driver, but I haven't seen that driver really move up yet, so I'll just keep it to the drivers who have moved up to the top pack now, because the top pack has some pretty close racing right yonder. And it's getting down closer to the nitty gritty. It ain't quite there yet, but it is pretty close. We're getting pretty close to the end. And passes are starting to be made now. Right on cue. It's again, if you're this close, there's not that much worries. If you're more in the back, yeah. But I'm not that far in the back, so I ain't too worried yet, but I am pretty close to actually being relatively far in the back. I mean, how many cars can you see behind me there? 4? 5? I think 5. I think I saw 5 around that one turn. So, I mean, where I am ain't bad, but I want to kind of stay where I am, if not higher. Which isn't the easiest thing in the world to do, but, well, these are the best drivers, at least in this region, and this region is actually the only region in the world I think is actually racing on Wednesday. Because this is the one where different regions actually have the different maintenances on different days. So as far as I know, the America's region is the only one that actually races on Wednesday. So technically, this is the best field in the world. And I am in fourth in the best field in the world. And it's pretty much it's at least 6 cars right into direct battle, really like 7 now. It's a 7-car battle for the lead. All 7 cars are in about 1 second, and there is about to be 2 laps to go. This is going to get interesting, and it's already been interesting, so it's going to get interestinger. I don't care if that's not a word, because this is definitely that, and that, yeah, that's pretty interesting right yonder. In fact, I'd say that's about the most interestingest. I say ish a lot. Interesting-ist, not ish. It's been interesting-ish the whole race, but it's the most interesting-ist thing I've seen this whole race. And I'm going to go ahead and back off, too, because I don't want to be the interestingest part of it being that wreck. So, yeah, I'm just going to let them do their things, and... Oh, man, yeah. I'm in third right now. Let's look at the leaders, though, and see if I can do something at the very end dramatically. Yes, let's see if I can... Let's see if Let's see if that can happen. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. I went from like 6th to 3rd in about 5 seconds, and about 5 seconds later, I've switched to the leaders cams now. Yeah. Positivity. It's a really good race. Like, really good race. There's 8th up to 2nd. As I said, I'm not going to roll that driver out. So, I mean, it's getting down to nitty gritty here. Let's make it dramatic. Dun, 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 dun. First, we really didn't need to give room to that ghost car there, but that's going to make the racing all that much more dramatic. Dun, 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 dun. No wrecks through the final turn. Look at that. Even actually the lap car didn't even wreck through there. So that actually works out good for everyone. Look at that, folks. The lap car actually gets to learn the lines with the leaders because draft worked there. And there was a dramatic 8th to 1st in about 5 laps. So good job there to little grandma, as I said, and without rolling that driver out. And that driver, all they have to do is cross the finish line, which is right there, and that driver will get the win. Nice comeback there. Best comeback I've seen in a while. Best racing I've seen in a while. Can't really complain about that one, folks. It's pretty been good racing, right? Wait a minute, folks. Okay then. Emperor Rogan gets the win. Yeah. Emperor Rogan. Good job. I'm just gonna say that other driver had some. How do I put it positively? Who cares? That's the leader. The leader won. Good job, leader. Let's keep it positive. So good job there for Emperor Rogan. Qualified on pole. Ended up getting the win. Hard fought battle throughout. I would say that was at least 8 cars involved in the battle. There were some nice comebacks there. There were some nice cars going to the back there that made it dramatic. And good racing all around. And there was nothing whatsoever in that race that impeded anything at all. So, yeah, a nice positive race that stayed clean and fun throughout. So there shouldn't be anything that impedes clean and fun throughout. And there wasn't. So, yeah, good race. And, as always, yeehaw.